Hello, welcome to my video. My name is JT. I know that none of you have been here before. This is a whole new experience for me and for you, but I want you to stick with me. I have some cool ass ideas to share with all y'all. It's just a little something I've been cooking up. I've been working on this little world of mine for a good little bit. I'm pretty chill, I don't do anything wild, but within this world, I got a lot of crazy ideas that I throw together, and I'm just excited to share it. And I want to challenge myself to post more on here and then also work on the world with you watching it. And if you're here for that, stay. If you don't like it, man, you can scurry on. But you're here for a reason. So let's get to it. Essentially, within this world, it's more of a medieval vibe. It's more fantasy. You see a lot more dirt and stone. Those type of like wood structures. There are higher governments, like kingdoms, and sometimes there are even empires that rule over these lands. But essentially, it's not crazy. It's not like, the US government or some type shit like that. So we're stuck in like a medieval time period, fantasy. You got swords, you got arrows, you got magic, shit like that. Essentially, the world is very rich. It's full of greenery and life, but it does have its dead corners. It's pretty dark. Multiple continents span the world. There are 3 oceans. 3 of them line. They're beautiful, man. I haven't really gotten to, what they're gonna be yet, but I want to make them something grand, you feel me? They're also mountainous valleys, and they rip through the northern hemisphere, and they tear it up. And in the middle region of the world, there is a massive forest. So you got the northern region that is full of mountains. It's beautiful, it's bright, you got the sun shining, it's very peaceful. You got the middle region, it's very plainy. There's a forest, there's a lot of forest. And then, they go pretty tall. They're pretty tall trees. And then below it is the southern hemisphere. Now, this is like the area of the world that's very dark. It's very gloomy. It's like if you went to like, I don't know, Utah or something in the 1880s. I don't know. It's something like that. You feel me? It's very dark. It's gloomy. Grass doesn't really grow that well. It's dark. It's dead. The clouds hover more. Smog fills the air. There's a lot of smog in this area specifically. Now, these 3 hemispheres all kind of coincide with each other. And, the northern hemisphere isn't all mountains. It has plains in it because there are kingdoms that live within the northern region. But when it comes to the middle region, it's pretty much dead towns. Like little towns that might just be here and there. It's nothing crazy, you know what I mean? When it comes to the southern hemisphere, though, like it has its own kingdoms as well. The only one that doesn't really have kingdoms is the middle region. And I kind of want to keep that like no man's land, the dead zone, you feel me? I don't want anything to really get in there unless you're traveling to a specific area through there. There are multiple kingdoms that span across this whole world. And we can, of course, get to like each one, as this goes on. I also do have a magic system for this world that I want to go over. It's pretty neat. I mean, it's like my first draft of it, we can always change it. But I've been working on this world for, like, I want to say around 8 years at this point. But I haven't really expanded much past the main story, what I have. Now, within this world, people do believe in gods, which some people use that to cast magic. You can find a person with magic in almost every town, but some flaunt it around. Others keep it quiet simply because, they're worried. They don't want to be shamed about having magic. Some people are very aggressive about it, depending on the town, depending on the kingdom, what's going on there, that time period, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so the magic system within my world is pretty neat, I say. Everyone can essentially use magic within this world. It's not really gatekept, but there are people who are stronger with magic, depending on how they got it. People born with magic abilities from their mother are much more gifted than people who use magic who aren't born of their mother. So if there's essentially a bloodline when it comes to magic, and if your bloodline is like strong within it, you're kind of more powerful with magic. You can perform it easily. You don't have to learn it. Like people study magic for years in this world. You just have that natural ability to use it. It's pretty neat. Generational magic is much stronger. Like I mean it's heavily stronger. You can easily whoop someone's ass if they're using basic ass magic, and you got you know, generational magic. It's pretty neat. They could do the same thing though, don't get me wrong, but it's much more passionate when it's generational. So like non-generational users, they have to study magic, they have to meditate on it, you know, they follow scrolls, books, and they work like years trying to figure out magic, like, you know, every night, you know, practicing magic, using it if they want to get good at it. And then, you know, magic does have its own purposes in different regions of the world. So like, you know, depending on the region, it's more used for household usage. Like northern region magic users typically are pretty well versed in magic because they don't have as many struggles as people in other regions, because the northern region, you know, is much more prosper, it's much more rich, you know, much more alive. And so typically they have more time to have magic used as like what we would use today as like cleaners, you know, like, oh hey, I need to go get some ibuprofen, let me get this jar, you know. They use magic like that, and that's essentially how they're able, you know, to live. And it's mainly found in towns, you know, buildings, kingdoms. You can go in there, you get a basic jar of like, I don't know, magic medicine or something like that. It's pretty neat. So I'll also get into the middle region a little bit here as well. The middle region is full of like mythical beasts, like creatures that walk it, you know, and they're lurking for the next meal, the next food. And so you have to be very useful with magic to survive in there. There's very tall trees, it's just a very dark forest. And the reason it's so full of trees is from a king that used to exist in this world before he passed. He planted all these trees in the middle region to try to bring life to it. It didn't work. Instead, it just brought immense terror and darkness. The forest is like thousands of years old. It's a pretty old place. The houses are made of the wood, of course, you know. But, you know, all these towns that exist there, they are full of rats and rodents. They don't have like proper care because, I mean, they can't really afford it. So, you know, they're more focused on just staying alive. You know, there's a rat crawling on the wall. They're not gonna fucking freak out and go get an exterminator or someone to take care of it, you know what I mean? But they're gonna go get like, they're just gonna fucking deal with it, you know? They don't have any other choice. That area is just not good for them. In the southern region, the magic there is used for many different things, you know? You have a lot of higher-ups mainly using magic. Like, the kingdoms that exist there are poor. They don't have a lot of food. People who are there are stuck there. They can't really get out. They're just kind of trapped there. They have nowhere to go besides live in the kingdoms and try and survive. A lot of the magic in this area is more used for keeping people in, not letting people go. It's not good. The southern region is not where you want to be when it comes to magic. They beat people, they torture them. There's a lot of leaders and higher-ups that rule these societies down here, and you can't really get out of the southern region if you're just like someone who doesn't have access to magic books and scrolls and stuff like that. I mean, you're just kind of stuck unless you're a generational magic user. That's the only way you can get out. And it traps a lot of people down there, and they can't really find their way to the northern region. So I just, you know, I wanted to go over these three regions and like the magic that lives in them, the people that live there. I mean, there are so many towns that I could go over and explain that live in each one. I have almost every town in each one named with kingdoms, but that is time for another video. I hope that you guys enjoyed my rant, my crazy rant. This is probably the only part of the video that's not gonna be cut or edited, but I'm glad that I'm pushing this out there. I hope you liked it. I don't have a name for this world yet. I'm still trying to think of one, but this world essentially lives around a book that I wrote and am writing in the same sense. But I hope you guys enjoy the video. And I mean, if you want to, just hit subscribe. It's a little button. You can never see my face again. You can just hit the subscribe. You never see me again. Doesn't matter. Just leave a like if you liked the video. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for listening to my raspy ass voice. I'm gonna go swig some water. But thanks for watching, guys. Peace, man.